Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. I'm going to show you how to change your oxygen sensors in a 97 Lexus LX450. This is of course the same as the Toyota Land Cruiser, the 80 series. The exhaust is smelling a little rich. It's smelling a little bit like there's some fuel in there. I went ahead and changed the spark plugs and spark plug wires already. Now I've owned this vehicle for about 14 years and I've never changed the oxygen sensors, so I imagine that they're pretty dirty, old, and probably not working the way they should be. Now I don't have any check engine lights or anything on the vehicle, but this is kind of just preventative and hopefully to get this running a little bit better. I also cleaned out the mass airflow sensor, just disconnected that and sprayed that out with the mass airflow sensor cleaner and put in a new air filter. These are the Denso brand and part numbers are 2344157 and 2344153. Alright, so here is the first oxygen sensor connection here. You can see we're right inside the passenger side of the vehicle underneath, and in front of the catalytic converter is the first O2 sensor. You can see it right over here on this side. I'm going to bring you back down here. This is our downstream oxygen sensor. It's got this little plate around it to protect it. Now before I try to take these off, I like to hit them with a little bit of this PB blaster. Sometimes I'll even do this the night before and just let those kind of soak. It makes it a heck of a lot easier to break those free. Alright, same with this one over here. Just going to give it a couple little squirts of this stuff. So we'll let that soak in just for a few minutes and then we'll try to break those loose. Alright, here's the plastic connector for the first one. Now if you just push this tab in on the side, just kind of slowly apply pressure to this and pull it out. There we go. We'll just see if this wants to break loose. Nope. Not quite. Well, those are on there pretty good. We might have to replace these because they are just really chewed up. Let me see what else I got here. Alright, so now we're resorting to a little extractor tool here because those are really on there. It looks like it's biting in, but I don't know if it's going to break loose. There we go. Looks like it's turning now. Just to show you, here's what this is. It's like this extractor bit type of tool. This is made by Irwin. This is the 1/2 inch size, but without this I don't think I was breaking this thing loose at all. The nut itself is just completely rounded off. Alright, so we got pretty lucky there. We're able to get this off, but hopefully you can see that that is just completely rounded out. But that extractor tool came in handy and we got it off, so we'll get some new replacement nuts there and get that squared away. I'm going to try the same tool here and see if we can break loose this other side. Nope, that won't bite down on this other one. Well, there's a slight chance if I go down to this next smaller size. Nope, that didn't work. So this extractor tool is really what saved the day here. But check this out, I was able to get this on here. At first it didn't want to, but I just jammed it on there as hard as I could. And that allowed me to break this back one loose. I thought this was not going to work. A 12mm socket on here was just spinning. It's so far stripped and rounded off. But some PB blaster spray, I just let it sit a little bit longer and then tried this extractor again. And it worked. Very happy with that. Now then, of course, we can just pull out the old one. There's a little gasket in here too, but I don't know if the new one came with one. Alright, so the new one does come with a new gasket. This is the 2344157. This is the Upstream O2 sensor, and take a look at the difference there. Of course, it's kind of what I expected. So the old gasket is still on the exhaust on the car, so I'll just pry that off here in a minute. Connectors are slightly different. You can see the new one is just a little shorter, but that shouldn't matter in this case. That always makes me wonder, you know, how OEM these really are. But this is, it's the right connector, and that's what the Denso website and the Amazon parts finder did call for, is this exact one here. So it does look the same, it's just the wire is just a little bit shorter. We're gonna pop this gasket off here now. I went ahead and ordered the oxygen sensor lock nuts from Toyota, but all I'm going to use right now is just this little guy here. I happen to have it's an 8 by 1.25 pitch. That's what you need, and I'm going to add a little lock washer underneath it. just to hold it in place until I get the new ones here. I had to order those. Now in order to clean up these bolts though, I've got this right here. This is just a little rethreader tool. Very handy, especially with stuff like this. Kind of works like a tap and die or a die. Careful not to drop it down the hole where the oxygen sensor goes. Just get that started. And we'll run that all the way down a few times. That just kind of cleans up these threads. Gets all the junk off of there so that the new nuts will fit on there. Using my middle finger to cover the hole here where the oxygen sensor goes in, just to make sure we don't drop this down inside there. Now this other one wasn't too bad. A couple rough spots, but this just kind of cleans the bolt up. And if you'll notice, the gasket, the old gasket, looks like this on the part that goes on the exhaust, and the underside here is a little bit different shape on this outside edge, and that's the part that that the oxygen sensor was on. So I'm just going to do the same. So it'll be this side down, like so. And like I said, we're just going to use these lock washer and a regular nut here. I think this is stainless, but I'm not sure. Probably not. Again, this is just temporary, just to get this, hold this in place, get it back on the road till I can get the right ones. It's snug enough so where it's not going to leak. That should do it. Alright, and then plug it in like that till it clicks, and you're good. That's it for the front one. Here's our connector for the downstream oxygen sensor. Pretty much the same, except you've also got this little plastic connector right here. And then the oxygen sensor itself has got this little metal heat shield around it. Same thing, you just push the little tab in the back here and pull out the connector. And then right over here you can see it's clipped into the side of the frame rail. Now a lot of times these little plastic clips will snap off or break. Sometimes you can get lucky and twist this. Oh, that might work here. You know, it's almost like it's a zip tie with a little insert. Looks like we got it. This little end here came out. We got lucky. We should be able to reuse that. Sometimes I'll just yank these out and replace them, but I don't have any on hand, so we'll clip the new one back in there when we're ready. See if we can't break this loose, and this one's coming off without a lot of trouble here. See if we can get just as lucky on this one here. This is just a 12mm deep socket. A lot easier than the front one. Soaking these in PB Blaster really does help, and especially if you live in a really rusty area, I recommend you maybe hit these for a day or two before attempting to take it off. Not the best shape, but looks like we will reuse it for right now. I went ahead and ordered 4 new ones. So this little shield just comes off like so. And then our oxygen sensor. And you can see that's not as bad as the front one, but it still looks pretty dirty, a lot of buildup. Now I notice this one here has got the ring on the outside, and then this portion here with a little bit more metal is on the underside. So I don't know if this one's been changed before. Like I said, I don't know which way was the right way now. I thought it was the other way. Our new sensor here, this is the 234-4153, and this is a little bit longer. Let's see if it's about the same as the old one here. Yeah, this one does look the exact same length. Now you can see the way that this was shipped, they've got this side down, so I'm still kind of thinking that's the way I'll install it, just like I did the other one. This down, and then put it like that. Now I'm going to do the same thing and just chase these threads, run this over. These were definitely not as bad as the front one. That's actually going on okay. It's a little rough in some of these spots, but this feels like it's cleaning it up a little bit. That's good. Yeah, this one really was not in bad shape. Alright, so we can put the gasket on, and then our new sensor. And see these guys right here. I'm just going to run this through here. Yeah, I'm glad I decided to do that because it's kind of catching a little bit. There it goes. That feels already a lot better. See, now that just goes right on all the way through. I think we'll be all right to reuse these, at least for right now. Like I said, I already ordered 4 of these. Once I saw the front 2 were bad, I went ahead and just jumped on the computer and ordered those. So those will be here soon. But this will definitely hold it in place for right now. There we go. I feel a lot better now that that's cleaned out. Alright, now we got those nuts cleaned up, we can put our this little heat shield on there, and then we'll get these started. Alright, and then we could just run it through here, see if we can't run that little zip tie clicker back through. That looks like that worked. And then just need to line it up. You can see this part right here, that goes facing up. So it will slide right into the existing connector like that until it clicks. And there you go, there's the new one in place. And here's our front one, all done. All right, that's pretty much everything. This extractor set here from Irwin Tools came in very handy. I also use this. It's a rethreader kit, metric. And then here's your oxygen sensors again with part numbers. The 2344157 is Upstream, 2344153 is Downstream. I recommend sticking with Denso on this vehicle. I know there's lots of aftermarket ones, but Toyota and Lexus really seem to want the Denso oxygen sensor for it to work right, read right, and last the way it should. I wouldn't recommend using something other than the Denso brand. Biggest piece of advice I could give you is to spray those nuts down with some PB Blaster or some sort of penetrating oil or liquid. Now, not a bad idea to get some replacements as well as far as those nuts that come off. Sometimes even the stud will be bad, and you can get those replacements as well. Hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. I'll get a link in the description to these parts and tools and a few of the other things used in the video as well. Also, just wanted to give a quick shout out to I Hate Mud. That's the forum online where you can just find so much information about these older Land Cruisers and Lexus LXs. If you've got one of these vehicles, I recommend you jump on there as well. Thanks to everybody on there who's always so willing to share knowledge and information and really makes working on these vehicles a lot easier. But thanks so much for watching, and good luck.